We've got offensive line coach and offensive coordinator Mike Bloesch here ahead of the Week 4 game at Florida State. We will go to Jim McGill from Bear Insider for the first question.
Hey Mike, the running game this season probably hasn't been where you'd want it to be, but in the second half, it's like everything came together. What was the difference?
Yeah, I just think we made a decision at halftime. Went in there and told those guys that's how we were going to win the game. We needed to come out and impose our will in the second half, and we did that. I thought our backs ran hard. I thought everybody was bought into it. Receivers were blocking down the field, and I think I talked to you guys about that last week. For us to grow, it's not just the right guard or the tight end. It's 11 guys buying into being a great rushing offense.
Thanks.
We'll go to Jeff Brotto from Cal Bears Side.
Mike, when you watch Florida State on tape defensively, what sort of challenge do they pose? What do they look like?
Really, really talented. Probably as talented of a front as we've seen since I've been here. Athletic linebackers that can run and really good cover guys. So it's going to be a great challenge for us. You look at their games this year, they're giving up just right around 24 points a game. So they're not, giving up a ton of points. They've been stingy against the run and the pass, and they're a very, very good defense.
Thank you.
We'll go to Matt Moreno from Rivals.
Seemed like Fernando was throwing the ball with a lot of confidence against San Diego State. How would you rate kind of how he's settled in now, into week 3 or week 4 of the season?
Yeah, I mean, another game over 70% completion percentage. But, we talked to him. He missed a couple things too. So I think that's the exciting thing for us. Obviously, for us offensively right now, when we all execute and do our job, we do some really good things. And then, whether it's a protection issue or a blitz pickup by a running back, a depth of a route by a receiver. I think the good thing for us as a coaching staff is we can point to those things and say, look, guys, when we do it right, you guys see what happens. And when we don't, we see the opposite of that. So, his confidence with the receivers is really growing. We're playing multiple receivers, and he just has a really good feel for all of those guys and kind of what they do well. And he's getting through his progressions well, which is why you're seeing so many guys touch the ball.
All right, we go to Cody Henderson from the League Winners.
Hey, Coach, 2-part question. Corey Dyches, had 4 catches on Saturday night. Can we expect to see more of him going forward? And then can we also expect to see a little bit more heavy personnel packages with him on the field with Jack injuries?
Yeah, so that's kind of what we did in the second half, played with those 2 guys on the field together. It was great to see Corey get loose on a couple plays. I know he wishes he had that last one back. But, he had a great game. We're very confident in Corey and Jack, and they're 2 of our best players on offense. So finding ways to continue to keep them both involved in the game plan week to week is definitely going to be a priority for me.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll go to Steve Kroner from the SF Chronicle.
Hey, Mike, good morning. You guys have obviously won 3 games and played well enough on offense to win those 3 games, and you're doing it without at least 4 starters, and in a sense, you've done it for 4.5 games without Jaden too. So in that sense, are you more satisfied maybe than someone from the outside might think you'd be because you've done this somewhat shorthanded, or do you say, you know what, we are who we are, and that's what we're going to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries are a part of the game. And so for my job as the offensive coordinator and our job as the offensive coaches is to put our guys that are available in the best position to make plays. And, we can't sit here and talk about injuries because at the end of the day, nobody cares. When we sit down in December or January and we start tallying up wins and losses, it's not, oh, well, this game they had 4 guys out and this game they had 3 guys out. Nobody cares. So that's the way I've approached it. I've approached it with the mindset of we have a standard offensively of how we want to operate, how we want to do things, and it's got to be a next man up mentality. We have over 40 guys on scholarship on offense, and they're here for a reason, and so they've got to be able to step up and make plays, and I think you're seeing that with guys like Isaiah and Jet and the guys that have stepped up in the place of some of those injured guys.
Great, thank you.
We'll circle back to Jeff Barato.
Another question about Corey Dyches. He's not exactly the prototype tight end in terms of looking like Gronk or Tony Gonzalez. 6'1", I think, and 220. What makes him so effective, and how is he as a receiver versus as a blocker?
Yeah, I think the thing that makes him so effective is he presents a problem for the defense. Do they treat him as a slot receiver, or do they treat him as a tight end? And that's, you know, kind of what we get into week to week, is how people are going to play us when he's in the game, because he can run routes like a receiver. So if you bring in a big body to stop the run, assuming that we're going to run the ball out of 12 personnel, then he's got a matchup that we feel great about on the perimeter. And then he's definitely been a willing blocker and has done a great job. I mean, has shown great courage and physicality in his blocking assignments. And if he continues to do that, we'll continue to evolve that package.
Very good, thanks.
We'll go back to Cody Henderson.
Yeah, Coach, Jamal Wiley got a couple of carries there towards the end of the game. Can you talk about what you saw out of him, and how important it is for him to get snaps now, knowing that he might play a more significant role next season?
Yeah, no, I think it was awesome to have him in there. He's a guy that we've been really encouraged by his progress and development since he's been here. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he runs with power. Those are things that we're looking for in that running back room. Obviously, short yardage has been a disappointment in my eyes through the first 3 games, and we're going to lean on him moving forward. But I've been really excited with what he's done and just the type of presence he can bring for us back there.